I'm sure most of you have watched or read the story of Andy Dufresne, an honest and decent man forced to fight for his life within the walls of a penitentiary. He was imprisoned for life for a crime he did not commit. The film masterfully captures realism and conveys the atmosphere of an Ohio state prison, the social groups of criminals and ordinary people who couldn't care less. This is the life that flows behind cold walls. The life Andy Dufresne had to adapt to quickly, though he deserved none of it. At first glance, the film seems to be about revenge and justice, a stunning tale of retribution. We witness the corrupt Warden Norton blow his brains out to avoid life as an inmate. We see Norton's pawn, Hadley, arrested for participating in his boss's corruption schemes. Alongside the cathartic emotional explosion, Andy Dufresne standing triumphantly by the sewage pipe, we see a powerful visualization of vengeance and pure justice for a good man. A story about the triumph of justice? An escape from Shawshank? But the film isn't called Escape from Shawshank. It's titled The Shawshank Redemption, or The Purification of Shawshank. The title itself poses the central question the film answers. Whose redemption is this? The obvious first guess is Andy. But this feels slightly off. Redemption is hard to apply to Andy. He had no reason to atone. He entered prison falsely accused, a decent, good man, and emerged unchanged, or rather, escaped. Could the redemption refer to the prison itself? Shawshank transformed from a place of torture, violence, and despair into a truly rehabilitative institution. Or perhaps it's the redemption of Red, who came to accept his guilt and live fully.
I want to try to talk some sense to him. Tell him the way things are. But I can't.
Even his nickname, Red, short for Redding, could hint at redemption. I believe The Shawshank Redemption embodies both ideas. It's about bringing light into darkness, toppling evil with good, and the redemption of Red himself. Before Andy's arrival, Shawshank was a place of routine. Nothing changed. No one changed. Inmates lived day to day by the same script. Eventually, each lost their individuality. Red, for example, stopped playing the harmonica. The cycle bred dependence. First, you hate the walls, then you get used to them. In time, you depend on them. One core theme is time's passage. Off-screen, days, months, even years slip by. 6 whole years. Time means nothing if nothing is achieved. Guards and Warden Norton strip inmates of humanity, forcing them to forget their past and implanting new rules. This is institutionalization.
No blasphemy. I'll not have the Lord's name taken in vain in my prison. The other rules, you'll figure out as you go along.
Norton cares more about appearances than substance. He breaks rules if unnoticed, abuses the Bible, quoting only what justifies his deeds.
I'm the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
John chapter 8, verse 12.
Prisoners descend into absurdity, seeking meaning, but failing. Instead of preparing inmates for life beyond bars, Shawshank does the opposite. Trapped in an endless loop of violence, rule-breaking, and deceit, inmates like Brooks are stripped of identity. Upon release, he can't function in the real world. Clearly a good man who made a youthful mistake. He loved Jake and treated others kindly. Brooks only shows cruelty when learning of his release. Institutionalization erases individuality, replacing it with prison-shaped values. Accepting this new societal role, a person can no longer live in society, only exist. When Andy arrives, he sparks change. He turns prison into a place of growth, teaching reading, writing, building a library, doing all the good he can. This reflects the film's essence. No matter how trapped or hopeless you feel, there's a way out. Through hard work, anyone can improve their life.
It's in here. In here.
That's the beauty of music. They can't get that from you.
You only need to do something positive. Andy finds beauty where none should exist and shares it, whether through tarring the roof.
We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men.
Or Mozart's Figaro.
It was like some beautiful bird flapped into our drab little cage and made those walls dissolve away.
He accepts punishment for these acts. Solitary confinement, helping the guard with taxes, because the good he brings others outweighs the evil done to him. Andy launders money for Norton. In a world of evil, he understands achieving good may require moral compromise.
On the outside, I was an honest man, straight as an arrow. I had to come to prison to be a crook.
He breaks rules to help others, and ultimately, his bad acts topple true evil. We see an innocent man break the law to escape, while the guilty man, Red, achieves freedom by following rules. Post-release, both reunite on a beach. We view Andy's ordeal through the eyes of Ellis Boyd Redding, a lifer. Why? Why is Red's perspective central? Because this is Red's story. He is the narrator and the true protagonist. Andy is merely the catalyst for redemption. The Shawshank Redemption is the story of Red's redemption, and others like him. We return to institutionalization. Red says of Brooks, Brooks is institutionalized. These walls make you hate them first, then you get used to them, then you depend on them. That's institutionalized. It means accepting these walls, giving up the fight. Shawshank robs inmates of social skills, leaving them as outcasts in the real world. For Red, this meant no reason to fight for an identity beyond what society stamped on him. He accepted the cold walls and God-forsaken place, forgetting how to dream or feel self-worth. Even outside prison, we recognize this mindset. Red admits, I'm institutionalized too. Prison man, but he was blind to his own life sentence. Andy became his guide to freedom. Get busy living, or get busy dying. He showed Red why one must never surrender, why redemption requires change. When paroled, Red started down Brooks' path. But Andy had planted hope. Unlike Norton, Andy cared nothing for assigned roles. He valued individuality, urging Red, stop acting how they expect. That only leads to one outcome. Instead, be honest, be yourself. Brooks was released only when hollow, and this was expected of Red. At parole hearings, they ask, do you feel rehabilitated? He parrots, oh yes, ready for a productive life. But lifers are freed only when fully institutionalized, reformatted, depersonalized. Red's path diverged. Thanks to Andy Dufresne, he found redemption instead of institutionalization. Recognizing this film isn't about Andy's escape but Red's redemption recontextualizes everything. Recall Red warning Andy, give up false hope. You're here. This is reality. Yet the film's final words are, I hope I can make it across the border. I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as it is in my dreams. Get busy living, or get busy dying.